Today we have Professor Elizabeth Segal with us from Arizona State University. I'm hoping that this opportunity will allow many other people to be exposed to her great work and knowledge, which I think is going to be very, very important, not only because of the fact that we're going through a pandemic, we need to be much more sensitive to some of these issues, but for many other areas in our life that will affect both public policy and also our professional lives. So this is a great opportunity, and thank you, Professor Segal, for joining us this morning.
My pleasure. Thank you. Social empathy asks us to not just use our skills in interpersonal empathy to understand how another person may be feeling and what they're experiencing in a situation, but how groups of people, and particularly groups of people who are different than us, how do we engage empathically when the environment is larger than just one or two people? So hence the concept of social empathy, that it goes beyond what we might do on an interpersonal basis. For interpersonal empathy, we need context. It helps. But for social empathy, it's critical, it's vital. We need to understand the situations that people live in, work in, function in, and so technology loses that piece of it. Because we're so used to processing context, we're searching for context and it's hard to find. So unconsciously, we're working even harder to have this interaction that we couldn't have without technology.
It's also that you lose the context of facial cues and body language and all. So contextually, we're almost somewhat disabled.
I may work very, very hard, more than 8 hours a day. My job may be very important to me, but I'm still interacting with human beings, other people. And there's a utilitarian aspect of it, that people respond to you better when you are empathic. And you respond better to others when they're empathic to you. So there's a utilitarian aspect to this.
How would you say that understanding empathy or being more empathetic would affect productivity? And why is it worth for me to invest my time, money, and effort in investing in having my teams better understand social empathy?
There's actually quite a bit of research about empathy and leadership and power, and also productivity in the sense of how people relate to others. People who work on the main line, in the main front, often feel misunderstood, or if they feel misunderstood by management, they're not as productive. The problem is that as a manager with lots of people under you, if you tune in empathically on an interpersonal level, you might not get anything done ever. You would not be as likely to be able to focus on the larger task. So where social empathy comes in is trying not to ignore individual needs, but looking for group needs.
Need to have or nice to have?
Need to have. We know it works for better relations. We know it makes better productivity, and it just makes people feel better about what they're doing. And when we feel better about what we're doing, we are more successful at it.